All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting week of Osborne Motors Endurance Challenge. Week number 2, our first endurance week of the calendar. I'm Fantacini, bringing you all the on-track action alongside Mark Osborne. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to watch some racing at Zolder in the night. I don't know who set this up, but it sounds pretty crazy.
From what I've heard, every single other person talking about this has pointed towards you being the person setting this up. And also setting the time to be at 8x its normal speed.
Oh yeah, that does ring a bell. I may have done that.
See,
I'm excited for it.
I thought we had talked about doing this for the shakedown.
Settings like this may or may not be applied to the rest of the endurance races.
Oh boy, okay.
The C does stand for challenge.
The C in OMEC.
We'd like to remind people. Now here's the thing. What's the sim time right now? I think it's gonna get daylight.
It was like sundown right at the start of quali. It may or may not become light again by the end of this. We are at Circuit Zolder with 8x.
Oh yeah, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
It'll be. Oh, so most of it will be kind of dark, but that's okay. The cars have headlights. It does it. Let's go. Let's do. Can we ride along on board with someone?
Yeah.
I need to see. I need to see firsthand what this is like.
All right, we'll ride along. Let's see. Joe Evers is at the start of the lap. This is what it looks like for Joe Evers. It also was raining during the right before practice, so most of the practice was in the wet. And there's still a couple little pockets there you can see on the apex for these drivers, taking a little bit of a wider line as a result to kind of avoid a little bit of the rain. Alex Holler saying, problem is we're challenged.
I think I do remember making rain happen, like light sprinkles, like way before. It's coming back to me. I made all these servers in a daze to get them up in time.
Okay.
But I think everyone will enjoy it. I think this is good.
Well, a lot of the drivers were upset that there was rain and wet track to start this. They're a little bit less upset now that the 8X has kind of carried most of the rain away. So it's kind of a...
I will say, I think this is the only server that's not the official rain one that started damp. So
okay.
If anyone has any complaints, they can write our compliance officer Fettuccini.
Oh, I'm not that. Don't give me that.
If you wanna,
don't give me that title.
Say your address for the viewers where they can send their complaints.
I'm not. I don't have that title. I am the broadcast host / nerd who stuck around long enough and yelled at them long enough to let me be in the broadcast booth. No compliance.
I've been on board with Tyler Roberts, and he just sent it over a chicane, and it almost sent him to the moon.
Yeah, that's the...
I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that on the replay. That was a good one to cut back to.
Let me see if I can go. There's Tyler Roberts. If I back up...
The onboard shot's pretty good.
All right. Let's see. Do we have a nice, good old... No, it's a very static cockpit view. This is a chest rig.
The FOV I'm all about. Yep.
Chest rig mounted DJI Action 3.
There's still a lot of water right there. This corner they're coming through.
Yep.
Yeah, on the edge there.
On the edges, on the apexes.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. And this should be where he goes to the moon. Yep.
Oh yeah. You don't want to hit that wrong, or that happens.
No, that is in fact what will happen.
Yes.
Let's see here. Taking a look at the live timing. Dan Griffin leading off the pack here so far in qualifying with just under 8 minutes left for tonight's race, or tonight's qualifying. Before we get into the race, Dan Griffin going to be leading off the pack. Sebastian Trujillo in second there. William Lamaster rounding out the top 3 in GT3 Pro. GT3 AM is going to have Brody Wallace, who is 6th overall, just ahead of Tom Leeson, as well as Zachary Holden to round out that podium. Gonna sit back and watch tonight. I think that's gonna be Mike Michael Doyen, who is not on track with us tonight. Probably, I don't know. I love this track. Do you have big thoughts on Circuit Zolder, Marcus?
I'm gonna break up this flow for a second. I just got my iRacing timing thing updated.
Okay.
Can you chat me the room name?
If you go
and
yeah, I'll DM it to you. Let's see.
I was scrolling through the broadcasting. I was hoping I was gonna find it before you were done talking, but then you threw it to me, so I had to ruin it.
Oh, that's fine. You can
Yeah.
absolutely drop it like you're being tossed a sack of potatoes that you cannot catch for fear of your back being thrown out.
I did forget that this was qualifying. I thought we were watching practice this whole time,
No,
but this is real stakes.
Yes, we are.
And I see a lot of my iRacing is just set to like crashes, I think, and boy, am I seeing a lot of them. Tell you what, I think the compliance officer might get some complaints. It's not the compliance officer that would get the complaints. It's the I forget what they're called. Complaint officer? We have one at our work. We have a compliance officer, and they don't handle complaints. It's someone else. We need to get OMEC structured. We need more of a corporate structure.
That's definitely something that a league needs, is corporate structuring. That always goes well. You know, if it's any consolation, I also can't find the darn thing, so you're not alone. Here we go.
Like, I found the post where you send me all the stuff to paste in and the cameras.
Yeah.
Wait, do I have to have the cameras? Is it going to work without them?
It will struggle without the cameras, but I'll get you more cameras here in a second.
Ah, it's okay. We can struggle. I'm in my broadcast booth on my nice ultra-wide monitor.
Nice.
And boy, has my life changed. And I think I need to go buy a second one.
A second ultra wide?
It's great. I don't know what I've been missing out on my whole life. 2 ultra wides at my desk seems pretty nice, and then like a third one on the rig.
You know, that's not a bad way to be. Or you could have a VR rig and just have monitors mounted to your face.
Yeah, I did VR for the longest time, and it cut out on me one special event too many, and I said I'm never doing this again.
What did you have?
Quest 2.
Yeah, that's why. Quest 2 sucks. I have strong opinions about the Quest 2. None of them are good.
It's all that OMEC provided me.
That's
you know?
fair. Okay, gotcha.
I asked for more.
And realistically, you have to have like a special USB cable to do like VR link, and then also have it be powered enough to also be charging. And I was like, I don't understand why people recommend the Quest 2 specifically for iRacing. Like any of the like actual dedicated PCVR ones are great for it.
Well, we bought a Quest 2 because my wife really just wanted it because we tried my brother-in-law's just for the standalone aspect.
Yeah.
Back before Facebook and all that got involved.
Yes.
And then I tried it on Assetto Corsa, and my computer kind of ran it. I was like, this is really fun. And I Googled what sim racing game ran the best on VR, and the first thing that came up was iRacing, and that it was the most optimized for VR. And that's the entire reason I bought iRacing. I knew nothing about it. I didn't know I thought it was really stupid that I had to pay all this money, and it was like subscription. I'm like, this sucks. Who wants this? And I got it just to try out VR. And here we are.
Yeah. And now you don't use
I ran that VR, by the way, on a GTX 560.
That is insane.
Not TI.
Yeah,
just 560.
Just an original 560.
I turned down all the settings, and I got about 40 FPS.
That sounds all right.
It was rough, but I had a good time. I had fun.
Good. I mean, you had fun enough to create a league and then never use VR again.
I did. And now I'm synced up with your cameras. And now Zolder. I really like Zolder. Zolder's got a great flow. Once you figure out all the chicanes, like it's got good elevation. It's got good turns. It's got some slow turns, some high-speed turns. I really enjoyed this track. I don't think I've raced on GT3. When we did GT4, I raced here in the GT4 cars, and I had a great time.
I think I raced that with you. That was one of the last races I did.
Was that the one where... Oh, yeah, that was... And then we came back in GT3, and I did the crazy chicane. The crazy final chicane, where there is no chicane. You just blow through there at top speed. Yeah, that's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
Especially because the pit entry is on the outside, like, racing line of the corner.
Since you...
Like, if someone's entering the pits, that also compromises your braking. I think it's like that with this layout, too.
I think it is as well. I'm trying to see who's getting close to starting a lap here that I can ride along board with, and we can walk through a lap. Kevin Hayes is getting down the lap.
Evan Hayes. On board, coming up to, I'll wing these corners, but turn one, this is the hard, like third gear corner, I think. Yep, that's right, third gear coming through here. And then you got this big hairpin that kind of sweeps, you never really know, like double apex, maybe? Is that what this is?
It's like a
big double apex hairpin. And then you come up here, a little dab of the brakes, and then quick. This is like a reverse Laguna Seca corner. Coming up to the cork crew, that's what that one feels like. And then you come up to the first chicane, which I blew past this all the time. It's pretty deceptive. Those sausage curbs, like Kevin just got to experience, are pretty rough. And then you come over this blind corner, which will trick you into going way faster than you think you can, but then you come around the corner and, oh, look, there's another chicane you have to navigate. So you slow down first gear, navigate this chicane. Sausage curve's not as bad, but you will get off tracks and slowdowns there like no other. And then this corner, you got to go flat out, but in the GT4s, it was kind of tricky to go flat out there and keep the rear end in check. Yeah, the GT3 is a little less. And then you come up to this hairpin that comes out of nowhere.
The actual hairpin.
Yep. And then up to the final chicane, which I hope someone's not pitting in front of you, because that makes this chicane suck.
It is a pain when somebody breaks too early.
Yeah, it's
for the
horrible.
pit entry.
Yep. And that's it. This is actually a really short track.
Yeah. Short lap.
It's a quick lap. Over before you know it.
It's a fun lap. It's a easy to learn, hard to master lap, I think is the fun way to say that.
Do you want to... I was gonna give you corner trivia.
Okay.
Do you know the corner names, and can you pronounce them?
I don't know the corner names, nor could I pronounce them really.
You could look up the names if you want to. I have the pronunciation.
You have the pronunciation. I will let you.
Yeah, I brought them up for this. Wait, it only gave me some. I was just watching the loading screen, and I saw that one corner. Well, it starts with a B.
It's interesting.
Corner number 8.
Okay, yeah.
I know the first part's definitely Boulder.
Interesting, because the one I was handed by Devin Adams, as he posted it into the discussion of OMEC to say that he can't wait for us to pronounce these names, does not have that as turn number 8.
What does it have?
I guess the Villeneuve chicane, technically.
Well, 8's not a chicane.
Okay, well then this...
8 is the hairpin.
8 is the hairpin. Interesting. Because I have...
it says...
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This Wikipedia says turn 7 is like the second chicane and the 3 turns after that. So I don't really know anymore. That's like some Road Atlanta stuff where you got turns 14, A, B, and C.
Nick Terrell wrapping up a lap as well. Boulder Bergbucht. If you're talking about the hairpin.
I think you nailed it. I
Marvelous.
think you skipped the middle third. But I think you nailed it.
Boulder Bergbucht?
We
got a grid to go to. We have racing to get to. See, I warned OMEC before the start of the season that this would be far less talking about actual racing, and we're living up to it.
You gotta sprinkle it in. Sprinkle it in.
Every now and then. Predictions on a winner tonight. With no Nick Maynard to be right alongside him to crash him out. I think Dan Griffin has a good shot at this, but only 800th behind him. Nate Sides also alongside him for the lead. It's possible. It could be interesting. See what the first couple laps give us, as well as the pit cycle. Be my prediction real quick. But we have a gridding order to get through. Dan Griffin going to lead off the track, 800ths ahead of Nate Sides. William LeMaster about a 10th behind Dan Griffin's time. Only 200ths, I believe, faster than 200 slower than Nate Sides. Sebastian Trujillo in P4 there, rounding out row number 2. Nicholas Maynard down in 5th. And in 6th is going to be our GT3 AM leader, at least unless that's changed because of recent events. That'll be Brody Wallace. Kevin Collado going to be in 7th. 8th is going to be Joe Evers. 9th, Tyler Roberts. 10th, Nick Terrell. Patrick Cantrell and Matt Markley round out that top 12. If I hit the button to get to the rest of these drivers. Marcus, do you want to get through the back half of our 24-car grid?
I'm going to let you do it. You're doing a good job.
Awesome. Sounds good. Kevin Hayes going to be in 13th alongside Tom Leeson in 14th. Luke Blazon is going to be in 15th. Zachary Holden is rounding out our 16 cars. Hayden Mamenga, Devin Adams, Wesley Woods, and Adam Dahl for the top 20. Liam Beebe, Jason Scott, Kennedy Duval, as well as Ben Widener are the 24 cars that take to the start. I think we'll have actually 22 on track. I don't think I've seen Ken Duval or Ben Widener. Have not seen either of them this evening.
Yeah, I think Ben Widener was the one that joined with the wrong car.
Yes, struggling with that.
And had some troubles. Mechanics showed up with the wrong car. Isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
Like
how that happens.
Semi-trailers and like they just showed up with the wrong car. It's wild. I'm gonna tell you, I really let you handle that because I don't know everyone's names good enough, and there was a lot of people whose first name was Pro on that grid.
Clearly, you need to actually input the driver overrides I handed you at the start of the
Yeah,
session.
that would be good. I did not do that.
Well,
and so there's a lot of people named Pro. I didn't know it was such a common name.
It's not a name that if you had your overrides correctly, you would see. So.
That's okay. This is why the production value has gone up immensely. I'm not in charge anymore. Those puddles on the side of the road are looking good. I think that's going to be fun.
If you say so. Oh. Dan Griffin going to be weaving his way through that.
That purple OMEC Aston Martin's looking pretty good.
Inside,
I like it.
Inside the front row there. Kind of full pace lap to...
A lot of varied cars on the front row. Is it 4 actual different brands?
For the front row, it's 2 cars. For the top 4, it's going to be 4 different brands. Yes.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. I suppose you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Really, top 6 are. We only have 1 repeat brand, and that's going to be the 2 Lamborghinis of Dan
that's
Griffin
fantastic.
and Nicholas Maynard. Otherwise, we got a Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, and Ford Mustang all splitting the difference there. Marcus, I am being told that I should be put on payroll somewhere. That's, I think, a bold decision.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get you a paycheck.
You don't have to.
I don't know how big it'll be. We'll get you on payroll.
Oh, well.
You're not allowed to discuss your salary with other OMEC employees. It's a fireable offense around here.
Okay. Hayden Mamenga. Wait, hold on. What happened here? Hayden Mamenga. What happened? Oh. All right. Well, we're not going to focus on too much. Hayden Mamenga has spun
R.I.P.
on the way to the green flag. We have to wait for the green flag to drop before we can go racing. We all go on green, in famous words of Bob Lindell. And there the green flag is, leading off the 22-car field from where they start. Actually, sorry, 24-car field. Turn number 1 seeming to go pretty smoothly as we look throughout the field. Great launch out of Dan Griffin. Nate Sides keeping it up as well. Sebastian Trujillo had a good moment there, but broke a little early there. Actually, tried to click him as he is shuffled down the order and out of the pack.
See, he spun before the water.
Yeah, he did. Sebastian,
That's all I'm saying.
Ben Winder, Caddy Duvall, all diving out of pit lane. Why is he labeled as a lap behind? Devin Adams starting from pit lane. As they get through the
Coming to the
chicane the first time. It has an interesting set of names. Oh, Patrick Cantrell, as well as, I think, Tom Leeson.
No!
Two of them wrapped up in an early incident into the chicane. Let's see what happened here for these two drivers real quick.
Gotta pay rent, Patrick.
Oh, it's a self-spin out of both of them. Just happened to be at the right time. Look at those
Patrick
cars.
driving a Ferrari?
Yeah, both Patrick and Tyler Roberts for those Project Zoomies Ferraris this season. So yes. As we get through. Nicholas Maynard getting through to second in one lap. And there's a 3-second gap. So as we looked at that incident, is where we had Nate Sides go off track right after them at the second chicane, and which is what cost Brody Wallace.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, just a little too hot there, and now needs to serve a slowdown penalty, which is why we see him down in 7th after that incident there. Kind of marred into the back of the grid. As cars fight up and around, and Brody Wallace, as we get flashbanged by the lighting system, trying to figure out what lights should be displayed where.
Look, those puddles mean nothing. Everyone's just cruising through them.
I don't think they mean nothing.
It's a good camera shot. That'll be a good picture, though.
So they come down the backstretch for the second time this lap. Coming through pretty solidly. Nicholas Maynard 2.5 seconds behind Dan Griffin. Brody Wallace kind of holding up the rest of the GT Pro field at this point. I wouldn't say holding up. Kind of holding up. As we work our way through.
I don't think I would want to be in the Mustang for this track. I think Mustang's gonna be on the back foot. I say that he's in 3rd, but they're real loose till the tires get warm.
Alex Holler looking for his prediction payout for the track winning, and then Alpine Farm for the loss of money to Patrick Cantrell as our MGM sports betting.
Yeah, bet MGM. Shout out.
Never seems to get any better. Like the Chuck E. Cheese carpet they put on that Aston. I don't know if they put a Chuck E. Cheese carpet.
I've never been inside a Chuck E. Cheese, so I'm going to take your word for it.
It's like a magic mountain.
I always wanted my parents to take me there, but I was never cool enough for that.
Yeah.
Never got to go to a Chuck E. Cheese.
I've only ever been to Magic Mountains as I was a kid growing up. Went back to when I was like 20. This is not the thing. Going to a place.
I don't know what that is either.
It's okay. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese, but a little bit different.
I grew up in the middle of nowhere.
That's fair.
There was none of that. Yep.
It's like a Chuck E. Cheese without animatronics.
We drove a half hour to go to a Holiday Inn for a pool party one time. That was like peak. That was peak childhood birthday right there. How do you feel about endurance race this evening instead of the sprint race? I'm pretty hyped. The sprint races, I think the sprint races are okay. I really love the endurance. And I'm honestly really excited for this to go from night into daytime. If there's anyone here who remembers OG Season 1. Were you here for Season 1? I don't think you were.
No, I was not. I joined in like Season 4 or 5. I'm trying to remember.
Season 1, every single race was 8x sun and a full 24 hours. That was every week. We did 2-hour races.
Jeez.
Yeah. And there was this perfect moment at Summit Point that I've never really been able to recreate, but the race was going around 2 or 3 a.m. It just happened that there was like a fog that rolled in.
Ooh,
you drove through this nice fog, and then the sun came out, and it was all sunny and shit, and it was perfect. So really, we should go back to Summit Point. I think that's everyone's favorite track.
I think it's your favorite.
We definitely didn't get any complaints from that the one season where we raced GTPs there.
Oh,
I think it went I think it went fine with no flaws whatsoever, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
Fun fact, Chris Kraus picked that season. Wasn't even my fault.
So, with the first couple laps underway, the gap sits about a second and a half between Dan Griffin and Nicholas Maynard, closing that distance slowly. That gap built between him and Brody Wallace. Brody Wallace about a second ahead of Kelvin Collado. Kelvin Collado, however, being hounded by William LeMaster for P4 in class, or sorry, P3 in class, because Brody Wallace is leading GT3M.
Yeah, LeMaster all over the back of him, and sides catching up from his mistake. Only 4/10 back from Roberts.
Yeah, you can see that Project Zumi's car slowly getting caught just a little bit, few tenths here and there by that OMEC Aston Martin, especially with a cut into the grass or the gravel like that. I think is going to see that door open up for Nate Sides to go sliding on through. And Taylor Roberts, I think, going to leave that and let that be for this time by.
That'll do it. That slowdown was really consequential for him. That knocked him back quite a few places. Down 4 from where he gridded.
Yeah, and about, I think, 10 seconds in total from where he was at the beginning. Alex Holler offering dual sprint week with Summit Point and Knoxville.
Oh, Alex Holler knows me. He's speaking my language.
Nick Terrell now on the tail end of Tyler Roberts. Tail host of GT3 Pro cars off in the distance.
Ooh, I need to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, I will hold the fort down. So, not to bring us back on topic for a little bit, taking a quick look further back in the order, Liam, I'd say Beebe, based on how that is duking it out with Hayden Mamenga of that rolling chicane team, who is currently sitting in third in class. Both him and Zachary Holden of the rolling chicane team currently sitting 2 members on the podium this time by. Or so far, say this time. Oh, look at this drag race between Luke Plaisance and Joe Evers as they figure out who wants to go into the chicane first, however. Oh, Joe Evers getting a little bit loose because he ran over the chicane awkwardly. Little bump between the two, but both keeping it going the right direction. Kelvin Collado joining those, I think, with an off track through the second chicane. So we're going to make sure that his car was not damaged, something more serious. Answer looks like not at the moment.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Marcus.
I am on call this evening.
Ah, okay.
That's okay. It was an easy one. It was
right.
an easy one. That's good.
Good. Well, what also was an easy one was the 2 wide into the first chicane that we saw from Joe Evers and Luke Plaisance just pulling go.
Oh, I missed that. That was beautiful.
Fantastic. BB. Okay. Director of Special Vehicles for Ford. Knew I recognized them.
Yeah, not a lot of incidents. Not a lot of carnage.
Well, we kind of all got it done in the first lap. There's a few off tracks here and there that we've kind of been around for. You had one with Adam Dahl, both Dan Griffin and Nicholas Maynard having off tracks. As their battle begins to heat up, you can see both those Lamborghinis, those endurance lights. That 77 of Nicholas Maynard now 7/10 behind the purple running lighted Dan Griffin Lamborghini. Both those teammates. Nicholas Maynard setting the fastest lap the most recent time by about a 5/10 faster than Dan Griffin's, who is also his personal best the most recent time by. For the next few weeks, I'm doing a double header on Tuesdays, so might get a little bit crazy.
Yeah, what's the thing you had to go to? I didn't know what it was.
What thing did I have to go to?
Before this.
Before this, it was another broadcast.
Oh. Is it another like iRacing broadcast?
Yeah.
Shout out! You do so much work.
I don't do that much work. I do a couple.
I wouldn't be able to do 2 broadcasts in one night. This one was about enough to make me have a mental breakdown every week, and I can't imagine doing 2. So
I don't have to produce the other one, so it's really nice. I just have to show up and talk. And that's
it is so much easier to show up and talk. Let me tell you, this is pretty chill.
It is pretty chill. Kevin Quado now within the sights of Nate Sides after having his own, I would say, incident or runoff through the second chicane, much like Nate Sides did a couple laps earlier. They're trying to get around William Master, who now sits at the top of that trio of drivers. It's a good onboard. There's a good onboard as we watch them all pile in to the chicane. A few tenths separating each of these drivers at the moment. Kevin Adams labeled as going off track, on track, off track. You can see
this is a very difficult track to pass on.
It is there's not a whole lot of good braking zones. That is very true. You have
everything's just swoopy, fast, narrow corners.
You have to hope for mistakes or get the good lunges out of good exits. Off from it's basically good exits onto the sweeping corners, and then into the braking zones, into ideally somewhere along there, you get it done correctly.
Totally different story with the GT4s. I feel like that was a lot more. There's a lot more kind of side-by-side action.
Yeah. Well, with the cars having less downforce, with those fast sweeping corners, there was still more room to kind of find your own line if you were doing a too wide battle through a couple of those corners.
Is this the first season? Did we do 100% fuel last season?
Yes, because the LMP2s had 40-minute fuel, so otherwise you'd be playing a fuel game for the sprint weeks.
Have we seen any strategies of someone starting with less fuel? Or does everyone just start 100% fuel?
For endurance weekends, they start with 100% fuel. There is no point not to, theoretically.
Wouldn't your car be lighter?
For endurance
theoretically,
weekends?
Wouldn't there be a point? Yeah. You get out ahead of the pack.
Kind
of. Light car.
Not, I guess. Ooh. You had to swap positions up at the front of the field as Dan Griffin had to serve a slowdown. Also, Mike Doyen saying awesome results all around for the OMEC in 24. And a good job to those teams for that one. So we did have.
That is true.
We
did have
Daytona
good results.
iRacing 24. Yeah, both I think a win as well as a top 5 from y'all. I'm trying to remember all the finishes that we had. We had a great result for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah.
Nate Sides, once again, finding the infield. And Kevin Hayes is labeled as crashed amongst all this. What happened to Kevin Hayes?
The OMEC drivers really need some training.
Well, we gave them praise, and that was too much for them. Goes for the lunge and does not stick the oh no, just parks it, and that's what it gets labeled as crashed because he slowed down.
That was good. It was a good, responsible move. Didn't take him out.
Yeah.
And then you got Nate Sides.
Cooking
it.
Just
cooking it
loose on the exit of the final chicane. Sees him fall down to 12th in class, 13th overall. As all of our GT3 Pro drivers are ahead of most of the GT3 AM field, with the exception of Brody Wallace. Wesley Woods getting his car going back the right direction. Lovely to see that Porsche back out again.
Did we leave Brody Wallace in the AMs?
I don't know that we did. I just have him currently listed as in the AMs. Does it say Pro for you?
No, it says his government name, Brody.
It doesn't say AM of Brody Wallace?
Nope, it says Brody Wallace.
Okay.
His first name is not amateur or pro. His parents stuck with a more traditional naming scheme.
Oh, Mike White took the podium. Oh, that's right. Okay. There was also a podium in there. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, podium and a win. It was a good time.
Podium. I thought we had a top 5 as well. Maybe I'm thinking that. Maybe I'm conflating that with the podium for y'all.
Well, podium is top 5.
Yes, that's why. But that's different. I thought it was just a top 5 and not a podium.
All podiums are top 5s, but not all top 5s are podiums.
Yes.
I think we learned that in math class. Algebra?
No,
Geometry?
probably statistics.
Oh yeah, statistics. There you go. I did take that class. I did all right in it. Not too good.
I did not take that class.
I killed it in geometry. That's the only math class I didn't suck at for some reason.
That was the one I did the worst at.
Yeah.
That was because I think life was running me through some stuff in high school. So
You don't know your Pythagorean theorem?
I do
Was
know.
that geometry?
I just didn't care to talk about my Pythagorean theorem. Oh no! Oh, what a time, Joe Evers.
Yeah. Those two cars nose to tail coming through definitely a corner.
That was the first chicane. Oh, gets loose once again. He had that happen once. Snap oversteer as the tires came back onto the tarmac.
Oh, did he crash before the hill?
Mm-hmm.
Just saw the headlights bouncing around.
Gets it going again. Now we do have a fast repair on offer for these drivers as they get through the opening 15 minutes of our 90-minute endurance race. Tom Leeson and Wesley Woods also labeled as crash.
Yeah.
Let's find out what happened here between those two drivers. You can see both of them in the track here as we get over the hill once more through the second chicane for these two drivers. Oh, Wesley Woods getting loose, and then Tom Leeson avoiding the impact there. That almost looked planned with how smooth that rejoin became. Joe Evers diving in pit lane early to get that pit stop done. He'll probably need a splash and dash at the end, is my guess, depending on how much fuel he takes now and how much fuel saving he does over the course of this. Kevin Hayes back into a fight with Matt Markley once again. These two, I think, have been going at it for a little while now. Yeah, smooth turnaround indeed. Right. Taking a look at what action has happened on the track. We have this battle here. We have one between Nate Sides and Sebastian Trujillo, two drivers who have had, Sebastian Trujillo and Luke Plaisance. Nate Sides 2 seconds behind them, if I look at my balances correctly. Luke Plaisance earlier was fighting Joe Evers, who has fallen down the order thanks to traffic. Patrick Cantrell, where he's at. Devin Adams is no longer on track.
Patrick Cantrell 21st.
Yep.
It's okay. He's gonna. I bet he still finishes top 10. I'll bet half my rent on it.
I think somebody else also bet around half their rent and also was unsuccessful. So
I don't know who else that is, but they shouldn't listen to me. I don't give good investing advice.
You haven't ridden along in a Huracan GT3.
I have not. I like the Lamborghini's dash is the most basic one.
What happened to his...
The white screen.
Oh, it's there. It's just dark because there's nobody behind them. I was like, I swear I had turned on their rearview mirrors, but the rearview mirrors just show what's behind them, which is not much because it's night.
Do you have your mirrors on when you play iRacing, when you race?
I don't because the sim does not like it when I try to have more than one on. It looks super cool. Yeah. I don't know why iRacing has that issue. I have no problems with running it with Le Mans Ultimate or Assetto Corsa Evo. Both work fine, but iRacing does not like trying to give me simulated mirrors.
Yeah, I went down from 4K to 1440p. I thought the mirrors were going to be able to be turned on. Nope. It's horrible. Tom Leeson passed Liam Beebe. Liam Beebe went off track. Liam Beebe. Beebe or Beebe?
I was seeing Alex Holler say it's like BB, like the technical...
Like BB, please.
Yeah. Leo, the director of like special vehicles that was in 4B Ferrari, had the same last name of BB. So that's what I'm labeling it as for now.
Maybe this is the same person.
Have you
ever seen both of them in the same place at one time?
They don't have the same first name. Also, more than one person can have the same last name.
That's true. That does happen.
It does.
When you were in your days of racing in OMEC,
mm-hmm.
and you got pulled into the booth for the 35th time that season, so we could ask you how to pronounce your last name, how did you feel?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I'm very. It's such a common conversation for me to have you ask me how my name is said, and then not remember it between the 2 times that I tell you.
I could genuinely never remember.
Yeah.
The next week rolled around, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a cini, because it can't be a chini, because that sounds like the food. Turns out, that's what it is.
Yeah, it is like the food.
Every time I say your name in my brain, I finish it with Alfredo, but I never say that out loud.
It's okay. I have a group of my.
But I really want to say that every time I say your name.
I have a group of my friends in the tabletop space that call me their favorite pasta man because of my last name.
That's good. I was curious if you got that off.
While we're talking
it wasn't
about
just
this,
me.
Dan Griffin getting a way better exit than Nicholas Maynard out of turn number 4. Going into the first chicane, getting the pass done over for the lead once more. As these two continue to duke it out.
Was Maynard in front of Griffin?
Yes, before the chicane. Or really before the exit of the 4th corner going into the chicane. And now Nicholas Maynard has fallen back almost a second as the two flip-flop on their lap times.
It's interesting to see the tracks that they excel at, because last week, or it wasn't, what was the one before Daytona?
What one was before Daytona?
Where did we go last week? It was a sprint week last week.
Last week was a sprint week. Was with Canadian Tire Motorsport, and
yeah, Canadian Tire. Nate Sides was able to just pull a sizable gap in front of him, and then Daytona. They were a little closer, but this track, man, they're blowing it out of the water. They're 8 seconds in front of Brody Wallace.
Well,
our Amish representative Nate Sides is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, the 2 cars that were behind him, behind those 2, Nate Sides and Sebastian Trillo, both had slides early on, followed by secondary slides for at least Nate Sides. As Kevin Hayes, Matthew Markley continue to duke it out. The pass finally gets done as they go into turn number 1 once more. Little Master getting the off track this time by as they come out of the first opening few sets of corners onto the backstretch once again. Ooh, Sebastian. Just keep an eye on this battle for what is 10th in class, or excuse me, 9th in class, 10th overall. Gotta remember that Brody Wallace is in fact a GT3 AM, but all the rest of GT3 AM is behind the GT3 Pro field pretty considerably, the exception being of Joe Evers and Patrick Cantrell, both drivers that came in to serve pit stops early to fix damage.
I've been watching Nate Sides, the timer tick down on the back of Trujillo there. They're the 2 that crashed out at the beginning, so Nate Sides now it just needs to get around him to keep making his way back up the field.
Oh yeah, Sebastian Trujillo trying to get around Luc Plaisance in the process. And Luc Plaisance throwing the elbows out to make it a harder process.
That's the battle we're looking at right now. Look at that.
That is the battle.
That's crazy.
Closest
I was just
battle
looking
on
at the
track.
timing tower, if I'm being real with you.
That's understandable.
Yep. I was just looking at the data. All right.
I'm curious how the off-track counter for, oh my gosh.
Trujillo's making a move on the inside.
Oh, forcing the issue. Luc Plaisance having to go the long way around.
Not a big fan of that camera angle on the front straight, if I'm being honest.
I mean,
kind of a little bit of a blind spot there, I think.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Is that going to be the finishing camera angle? Because that'll be really funny.
No, we have.
When we see someone cross the line. All right, that's good. Now, Nate Sides, how long is it going to take him to get past Luc Plaisance? Is he going to make quick work, or is he going to be stuck around him for quite a while? It looks like he's right on the back of him. That dive into the inside of turn 1, that's one of the better places to pass. It's hard to make it happen anywhere else unless someone messes up a chicane.
Yeah, it is really hard unless somebody messes up a chicane. Watching these drivers go through as we ride along board off the roof of Nate's Sides. I get the feeling it is one of the nicer spots to do it if you get a great run out of the final chicane. It's also one of the ones that I think, Luc Plaisance bailing.
He's crashed.
Yeah, it hurt. I saw. What happened here? come out of the second chicane, going into the hairpin. And he just pulls over. And
Fanatec wheelbase?
It's possible.
Oh, he went to the left, not the right.
It is possible.
Well, that made Nate Side's job a little easier.
Mm-hmm. Now he just has to keep up with Sebastian Trujillo. Kevin Hayes now fighting around Tyler Roberts. Trying to see if he can improve into 7th. Tyler Roberts.
Gonna go too wide through the chicane.
Makes a look, tucks back in as he doesn't have the speed to end up alongside.
Selling a dummy, but Tyler Roberts is not buying.
Yeah, he's not. He's keeping it on the racing line. Keeping his opportunities close. Sebastian Trujillo with a slowdown amongst all this. We'll see Nate Sides find his way around really quickly. See those two swap positions right there. Hop up to the front end where Dan Griffin, Nicholas Maynard once again drag racing down the start-finish stretch for the lead of the race. I think Nicholas Maynard, unfortunately, not getting a good enough run to come up alongside for turn number 1. Amongst this, we had Liam Beebe and Wesley Wood crash, and I'm kind of curious as to what happened there. So there's going to be this Porsche coming into the first chicane.
Oh, he's going to send it.
No,
he's gonna.
Oh, he tags Adam Dahl. Late on the brakes there. Trying to come into the pit lane?
I wonder if he was literally trying to pit. You got to brake later.
Yeah, well.
That's still rough, though. You can't just run the person in front of you.
Yeah. I don't know what the exact look there was, but.
Are these two lapping someone now?
These
or
two?
No, who is that?
This is.
No, I thought we were on. I thought we were on Maynard and Griffin.
No. We were on Sebastian Trio and Nate Sides. These two battling out a couple times.
When did Sides get around Trujillo? We missed that.
Probably in
among. Or did I miss it?
You missed it when he had a slowdown penalty.
Oh.
Which happened right here after the end of the first chicane, last lap.
What happened to Hayden?
Let's find out. I just saw it on my timing tracker as well. He was in 3rd in GT3 AM. Going into the final chicane. I wonder if it's just too much power too early. Yep, that's what it looks like.
That'll get you, just like Nate Sides. Yep. Except he kept it out of the wall.
I'd say Nate Sides able to keep it out of the wall. Oh, sorry, not Nate Sides. Hayden Mengo able to keep it out of the wall.
Maybe we should have done the fast chicane. Ooh, Nate Sides getting loose, and that is going to be Trujillo's chance. Take him on the outside to turn 1. Maybe?
This is going to be into the final chicane.
Oh, he is going to take it.
It's going to be too wide.
Oh, he'll switcheroo. Keeps it on the inside.
But now it's a drag race down.
That was a chicane.
Yeah, the final chicane. Now it's a drag race down to turn 1. Nate Sides has the inside line, which means that he will likely end up holding on to the position unless Sebastian Trujillo looks for the over-under. And that will see him sail. I wouldn't say quite sail on by, but these two swapping back and forth per position there. A little bit of contact.
A little bit of rubbing.
Yep, they keep it going. And Sebastian Trujillo really looking for the opportunity to make the pass happen here. But no dice as Nate Sides once again finds himself on the top of the step, especially with the amount of gravel that Sebastian just took. That is definitely going to be a little bit of a slower line going into the first chicane. All this fighting has brought Tyler Roberts back into a fight here from his own incident a little bit while earlier. Let's see, saw him drop out of 7th alongside Kevin Hayes. I wonder if there was an incident there. I'm looking at Tyler Roberts. This is Kevin Hayes in the background of the shot as they get into the braking zone here.
Kevin Hayes in an incident?
Nope.
Oh!
Not quite. Thankfully, that was just Tyler getting loose on the sausage curbs.
You're lucky this time, Kevin.
Zachary Holden getting it off track as well, but still holding on to his 2nd place GT3 AM lead. He's 38 seconds behind Brody Wallace, 10 seconds ahead of Jason Scott, who currently sits in 3rd in the Acura. Tom Leeson starting in 2nd, finding his way back up to 4th after spinning early on in the race. As we get through the first 30 minutes of driving here, Dan Griffin, Nicholas Maynard rounding, currently sitting 1-2 by a narrow margin as these two try to figure out what the heck's going on. Oh, Dan
Oh,
Griffin
that's
cutting
gonna be a
that
slowdown.
chicane. That's gonna be a slowdown. That's gonna see these two
Yep.
swap positions again. Brody Wallace in third overall. William LeMaster holding on to third by a 15-second gap between these two drivers and William LeMaster as it stands right now. Kelvin Collado,
These
Nick.
two drivers. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say Kelvin Collado, Nick Terrell rounding out the top 5 in GT3 Pro. GT3 AM is going to see Zachary Holden and Jason Scott round out that podium. Tom Leeson, Hayden Mamenga getting the top 5 there of our 7 GT3 AM drivers still on track.
So these two drivers in the front, that was a masterclass of getting a slowdown but not letting it ruin. Like he took his time to clear it, and he cleared it in the exact like perfect spot where he's still right on the back bumper of him. You can play those slowdowns correctly where you don't lose a lot of time, and Griffin showed us how that's done.
Absolutely. Notes to take from the tape this time around for these drivers. Battles spreading out a fair bit as the drivers kind of figure out where they want to be. Nate Sides keeping about a second gap ahead of Sebastian Trujillo as these two continue. Nick Terrell, Kelvin Collado within, Nick Terrell, Kevin. No, sorry, I had that right. Nick Terrell, Kelvin. Who am I looking
Nick
at?
Terrell all the
No,
way.
no,
I don't know.
okay.
Nick Terrell all the way down to P6 is surprising though.
I'm looking at Patrick Ken. Nope, I'm looking at Wesley Woods. Who am I looking at? This is behind Nick Terrell. I have no idea.
You got this. I believe in you.
I don't. It's P20. Liam Beebe. There we go.
Also, it's Nick Terrell.
Is it Nick Terrell?
It really is, because he had to type out the pronunciation for me. It's like tear, like you tear a piece of paper, and then Terrell.
Okay. Liam Beebe. Speaking of,
Who's
funny.
fun? Liam Beebe, buddy. It's disappointing. Adam Dahl, 17th. Where is he in the amateur field?
He is currently 6th in the AM field. Oh, lap traffic coming into play here as I think that's William LeMaster right behind these two drivers, trying to find his way around, flashing because he is trying to keep up and see what pace he can close down to Brody Wallace, as well as the two front runners. And lap traffic is causing that fight between Kelvin Collado and William LeMaster to come too wide as they come down the backstretch once again. William LeMaster getting a better exit, thankfully, having a little bit of a better line into it. But now with him trying to figure out how to get around Wesley Woods as well as Adam Dahl, as they can the hairpin, first chicane once again. Some planning has to be done in order to do it effectively, in a way that doesn't cause issues for you or the cars in front of you.
Ooh, Adam Dahl.
Adam Dahl.
Hot dog water
yes.
under some pressure.
Well,
Hot dog water at the boiling point.
yes, found the
Get
boiling point. You proud of that one?
They're not even hot dog water anymore, so it doesn't matter.
They're Danger Goose sauce racing water.
Yeah.
I think this week. I'd have to go look at the reference sheet. Where's our reference sheet?
I'm just over here dead naming them hot dog water.
Awful Goose
Sorry.
Danger Sauce Racing Sauce is this week's iteration of that. I'm not sure if it's different than last week's. I don't remember. If it is, great. If not, also great. But like you said, the water is in fact boiling.
When you're racing, are you a headlight flasher?
Only if I think it'll convey a message. So like
a message of anger or a message of information?
both. Like if I feel like I've seen this driver not pay attention to the mirrors enough that I'm trying to pass per se, really in multi-class racing is when I'll utilize that. I will then, use the flashers to let them know, hey, I would like to go around. Also, somebody pulls a particularly egregious apex parking brake job that costs me time, especially if they are in a faster class and they manage to mess up the turn to be slower than me. I will also utilize that to convey the information of you are not going fast enough.
I got that a lot this weekend.
The Daytona 24?
Yeah.
Were you in the
I was
faster
racing
class?
the P2. Yeah. I was a little rusty. I think I got better. There was a couple times in the infield I didn't even make it past because I was like, I don't think I know what I'm doing. And I
Well,
just followed a GT3 car through the entire infield. I'm like, I'm going to waste 2 seconds, but I don't feel like forcing this right now.
and that's probably the wiser decision, especially with how I think slow the LMP2s are in iRacing comparatively to the GT3s now. Like the pace is only in the acceleration out of corners and in some high-speed corner chain like opportunities. Otherwise, they're almost the same speed.
I had one certain Porsche that every time I came up, he would instinctively take the defensive line, so I couldn't pass him, and it was really frustrating. I was like, "What do you want me to do, buddy? What do you want me?" The first horseshoe, he'd come off the infield and he'd go around the horseshoe and then the kink, and then that second horseshoe, he would always take the inside line, so I couldn't pass him. And then every time I'm like, "Well, now I'm gonna dive on the inside, going on the oval, and we're gonna lose even more time. If you just let me pass you on that first hairpin, we'd be okay."
That makes
And then
sense.
he'd flash me every time. I was like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Maybe he just took it personal for some reason.
He did.
Speaking of, I think, taking it personal, question mark, Dan Griffin and Nicholas Maynard swapping positions once again. See Dan Griffin take over the lead of the race as we get 36 minutes in. Most of the field pretty spread out at this point. The pit window has opened. So anywhere
I'd like to say about an hour left, and it's 3 a.m. sim time, so the daylight is coming. Don't you worry.
Well, every minute in sim is 8 minutes on the simulated time. Meaning that we'll have approximately
8 hours left.
Yeah.
We simulated, this is OMEC 24 hours of Zolder, basically. This better not be Nate Sides crashing again.
Yeah.
I hope he's just pitting.
Yeah,
Hey.
looks like he's pitting. So he is okay there. 1-2 being Lambos is new. It says, yeah, there is such a wide gamut of cards on this season, this grid for this season of OMEC. It is so cool to see. We have, I think, pretty much every manufacturer on here.
You know what I think would be fun?
Fun
in quotes.
Yeah.
Fun for me to watch people do it. I wouldn't want to do it. If we didn't allow tire changes.
That would
Because you can go an hour and a half on one set of tires, but I think that would spice it up.
I think that would
Tell me you want to watch that. You want to watch it once.
I think that'd be a great off-season race to do 2 hours on one set of tires. And it's all about tire management. But it'd be a fun off-season race.
Yeah, it might make it boring. But the stakes is what makes it fun. That's the C of OMEC. You signed the oath when you started working for us to align to those values.
I don't remember.
To always live your life. You live your life with the C of OMEC in mind.
The challenge of OMEC in mind.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's just how I live my life anyway. Watch the time rapidly go by in our weather app that I've just pulled out that I've found a button for.
Whenever
Kelvin Collado, no. Excuse me, William Laster.
You gotta get their name right, buddy.
Well, I was looking at 2 cars. I have to say the one that we were actually looking at, not the one that went off track. Oh, Nicholas Maynard down in 4th. Uh-oh. What happened to Nicholas Maynard? That car is hurting. Let's find out what happened. Into the braking zone of the first chicane. Hits the curbing. Yeah, hits the curbing. Gets loose.
Oh, no!
Slams into the wall. Let's see. Goes for the 20,000 point Austin Powers turn. That front right, excuse me. Oh, that is definitely not a straight going car. That suspension looks a little bit upset. And then he's going to label this crash later on. wonder if this is going in. Oh, this is going into the final chicane. And he is just trying to nurse that back into the pit lane, able to do so. Hayden Mamenga also getting a slide out. Okay. Looks like he just happened to have a moment there. Sees them working their way in. I live my life a quarter mile all the time.
When there's enough of a pause in the action and you need a fun fact, I got a good one queued up for you.
All right, well,
but
let's
we
watch.
got 2 Porsches going through the chicane right now.
I would say when we get done watching this battle between William Master and Nick Terrell, depending on how it shakes out. Oh, who's that? Leslie Woods? No, maybe. I think it was Leslie Woods. We see how these two shake out over the next couple laps here. I may or may not have a use for your fun fact. My curiosity also states, is it really a fun fact?
Oh, it's fun. It has to do with racing, but not cars. It's bicycles, but you're going to like it.
Okay. iRacing has taken a lot of our wallets, though. Watch the headlights of William Master.
I'll be really interested to see Maynard's recovery race after this. Because
Yeah.
he's definitely got the pace, but we're going to see how many spots he can make up.
Well, he's in the window now to where he could make that his one stop for the race as well.
That's true.
Which I think is going to be what's really critical in keeping him from having too much recovery to do. He's just one of the early adopters of the pit lane, along with Nate Sides, who did it only 2 laps prior, right at the beginning of the open, the window for the one-stop race that is going to be essentially mandatory to get to the end of this race.
When you were racing an OMEC, did you have any real pit strategy like that, or did you drive till the car ran out of gas and you pitted?
I haven't had a fuel strategy, or haven't really played to a fuel strategy until the race that I ended up podiuming in GTP, because I saved enough fuel, or I basically took an extra lap of fuel when some of our drivers didn't. And then from there, I only have fuel saved in endurance events when I needed to. So like 24 hours, the fake 24 hours of Le Mans that's in the Global Endurance Tour of Season 4, my entire last 3 stints were all how much fuel could I save to get 3 extra laps out of that whole series of stints. And I did it. It was fun.
It's annoying how necessary fuel saving is sometimes. Because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really proud of the times that I've done it, because it's definitely one of like, I don't want to do it, but I end up, we end up doing, better or really good as a result of doing it.
Yeah.
So it makes it worth it.
It is totally worth it. Nick Tyrrell his only state of being is fuel saving.
That's true.
Even in real life, he does a lot of. He lifts and coasts on the freeway.
I mean,
It's
why not?
crazy. Yep.
If you have the opportunity to feel safe, why don't you? All right, as we're continuing to ride along with William Master and Nick Terrell, the only on-track action that's under a second at the moment. What's your fun fact?
So in 2016, at Zolder, during the UCI Cyclocross World Championship,
Oh, wow, okay.
there was someone caught with a hidden motor in their bicycle, marking the first confirmed instance of mechanical doping in professional cycling happened at this track. That is a term, mechanical doping. And I looked it up. They had an electric motor that was hidden in the frame of the bicycle, and it was like a little worm gear that connected with the gears at the back.
Uh-huh.
But it was all like inside the bicycle,
Okay.
and it was mechanical doping. And
Yeah.
she won. She won the championship at Zolder, and
Okay.
they caught her. She had a little fucking motor in her bicycle.
Wild.
That was a pretty fun
that
fact.
mechanical doping is a thing that we have to
In
worry
professional
about
cycling,
in
the
professional
the
cycling.
first confirmed instance.
Not the only confirmed instance, just the first confirmed instance.
Her name was Femke van den Dreschisch. I totally nailed that. That
Yeah,
pronunciation was on
100%.
point.
Definitely,
She might have been from Zolder with a name like that. I'm not sure.
definitely from the place. Almost a lap ahead of Nicholas Maynard.
Yeah, well, he's still got a pit.
It's true.
There's still a lot of. Need to bring up the pit stop on the tower.
Now they use thermal imagers to check for heat in the bikes.
Yeah, I knew you would find that interesting.
Wild.
I knew it. I knew it would hook you.
I don't know that it really hooks me. I do find it interesting.
Yeah.
But I also find it interesting. Still half a second gap between William Master and Nick Terrell. Also, half second gap between Tom Leeson and Zachary Holden. Well, I was going to say that, but now Zachary Holden diving into pit lane for his first stop of the evening. Meaning that
He's
fight,
not getting that commentator first.
he's like,
He's
I'm not worrying about
Nope.
giving you time to talk about some GT3 AM driving. I got a pit cycle to do. All right.
I think this track must be hard on brakes because I don't think there's been a single camera angle where the brake discs haven't been glowing, even on the straights.
Mm-hmm. I think it's definitely one.
Maybe. I was gonna say maybe it's just because it's night.
Night definitely helps it,
more.
but it's also you're using the brakes to rotate this car a lot throughout the lap. So I
That's
would
true.
have to imagine that especially like the front rotors are definitely some sort of warm most of the time throughout the lap. I think that's the coolest they get probably going right before this chicane, right before the braking zone of that chicane, and then coming up over this hill here where they get used the least.
Yeah, there's not even a lot of straights for that to cool down.
Mm-hmm.
You're just always going around a corner.
Yep. Using a little bit of braking for most of it, exception a couple of sections like this. .48 minutes, over half distance complete in this race. Dan Griffin leading by 22 seconds to Kelvin Collado, and Nick Terrell rounding out the podium, trying to fend off from William LeMaster. Sebastian Trulio, I think, getting up to Matt Markley here in the recovery drive for himself, as well as Nicholas Maynard getting up to Tom Leeson. Yeah, Nicholas Maynard getting up to Tom Leeson. Finding a quick way around. Tom Leeson, I think, letting him by without too much trouble. Let's see what's going on here. Let's hop on board the Ferrari 296 Sebastian Trulio, who is trying to find that last half second of time to keep moving his way up the order.
I really don't like the center wiper position of the Ferrari.
That is most of these GT3s.
Go on board on the next car in front of us.
Yeah. McLaren
Yeah,
is not.
McLaren knows what's up.
Yeah,
they
but
put it in the right
Porsche
spot.
is.
Yeah.
So is Aston Martin. Lamborghini or Audi. He's not.
They really are all in the middle, huh? Most
Yeah,
of them.
I wasn't kidding when I said that.
Yeah, you weren't.
Lamborghini Huracan
Even
also.
the
Yep.
it's interesting. The Huracan has it, but the Audi doesn't.
Yeah. Well, the Huracan's on, I think, the first Evo. Or not the Evo 2 that is in real life. All right.
Trujillo catching up on the back of
he's
Markley, but then I
Yep.
think that's him going to the pits.
Yep.
Yep.
I was just watching. Was watching them before they did the pit cycle. We'll probably catch up with them after the pit cycle. Tom Leeson, I think, also diving into pit lanes this time by. There's that car in pit lane. Cars that have taken their pit cycles. Sebastian Trujillo, Nicholas Manners, Nate Sides, Joe Evers, Zachary Holden. That was for pit incident limits, I guess.
Ooh.
No, that was actually for a pit cycle. That just looked like it wasn't for some reason. Okay.
I was gonna say that's pulling a me right there.
Dan Griffin, Brody Wallace, Kelvin Collado, Nick Terrell, William Master, Kevin Hayes, Matt Markley, Tyler Roberts, and Jason Scott still have yet, and Adam Dahl still have yet to take their first pit cycle of the evening. So we're kind of reaching that changeover point where cars are starting to work their way through. Liam Beebe.
BB once again.
Finding his way. Let's see what happened there real quick. Just I'm curious as to what
Porsche
causes.
doing Porsche stuff.
Probably.
If it's on the entry.
Yeah,
Yep.
look at that.
Porsche corner entry. That's where it'll get you. All the other cars spin on the exit.
Well, the Master, I think, just coming into pit lane here. Oh. Will Master and Nick Terrell both diving into pit lane to get their fuel stops done for the night. Should see Nicholas Manners slowly work his way up the order.
I'll be right back.
All right, once again, I'm left to my own devices. Give you a quick rundown. Top 5 of each class. Dan Griffin currently still in the lead here with just over 30 minutes to go. Really 35 minutes, excuse me. Brody Wallace in second place overall in the lead of GT3 AM at the moment. These drivers really largely have not come in for their fuel cycle yet. Kelvin Collado, Kevin Hayes, Matt Markley, as well as Tyler Roberts rounding out the top 5 in GT3 Pro. All these drivers have not come down for their pit cycles at the moment. Jason Scott in second in LMP or GT3 AM, is also not coming for his pit cycle, but the rest of those drivers, Tom Leeson, Zachary Holden, Adam Dahl, as well as Hayden Mamenga, as well as in Wesley Woods of the GT3 AMs, have all come down for their pit stops. As I say that, Brody Wallace also diving in to get his done and out of the way. With the lack of fuel restrictions, Dan Griffin is off track, but keeps it together handily. Running wide. I wonder if he got loose, much like we saw. I'm going to take a look. I wonder if he got loose, much like we saw Nicholas Maynard. Oh my gosh, look at how much air that thing caught. Able to keep it going the right direction, though. Smooth hands and steady inputs has led that car to keep from out of the wall. William Master, I think, cycling into a fight with Nicholas Maynard after, or really coming out just behind Nicholas Maynard. Jason Scott diving in, as well as, as Brody Wallace, but he's now just leaving. So I see those two work his way back into the mix. I think we should see Jason Scott probably slide in just behind Zachary Holden, as well as those two drivers working their way through. As the last of the pit cycles gets done, it kind of becomes a game of how much time can drivers make up in the closing stages here for such as Nicholas Maynard, who was up in second and fighting for second and first in a big fight with Dan Griffin before a huge clip of the outside second part of that chicane cost a little bit of time and damage that caused that car to crab its way back around to the start-finish line. Which is why we see him down just behind Nick Terrell right now after the pit cycle for those two drivers. We'll see Brody Wallace and Nick Terrell within a second of each other also. Tyler Roberts just up the road still has yet to pit, one of 5 drivers in the GT3 Pro that have yet to pit. Adam Dahl, I think the only GT3 AM that is currently on the lead lap that has yet to pit. So we'll see where all these drivers finish up in just 35 minutes time. Matt Markley getting his lap done, or his fuel stop complete, keeping just ahead of Sebastian Trulio, about a second faster in the pit cycle than Sebastian Trulio, which has gained him a second of lap time back into the fight that he had going into this braking zone, or sorry, going into this pit cycle. Meanwhile, Brody Wallace much slower than Nick Terrell on the most recent lap, on his out lap. I'm not sure if he got tires or not. I have to go back and look on the pit cycle, but I'm not going to do that right now. Kevin Hayes, Calvin Collado coming in from the other 2 podium spots of the race to get their pit cycles complete. And just Tyler Roberts and Dan Griffin to see how many more laps they can get out of that fuel cell before they have to come in themselves, along with Adam Dahl, who has been playing a fuel game of sorts. Right on board with Nick Terrell. I want to see what it's like riding in that. Nick Terrell really letting Brody Wallace know that he is there and he is not going far. The 2 of them fight it out. Calvin Collado coming out ahead of both Brody Wallace and Nick Terrell. Kevin Hayes cycling in. Oh, off track there for Brody Wallace. He's going to give Nick Terrell a fight there, but they are side by side as they come into turns 2 and 3. And Nick Terrell finally going to get a better launch out of that 3rd corner, coming into turn number 4 to finally end up ahead of Brody Wallace. Calvin Collado just up the road for these 2 drivers. So late racing action still available for them as they get towards the last 30 minutes of racing to figure out where the heck they want to be. Calvin Collado spinning hard, getting up and over the curbing to find his race come to a bit of a quicker end than I think he was imagining, as well as I thought I said as well as, but William Master able to keep that car going the right direction. See how much time Calvin Collado has lost with that damage to the front end. Kevin Hayes and Brody Wallace, Kevin Hayes and Nicholas Maynard now fighting it out over what is net P5, or overall P5, in class P4. As well as Brody Wallace and Nick Terrell duking it out. Great run down to final chicane before the start-finish line. And Nick Terrell going to hold on to it for the moment, keeping up that race there. But Brody Wallace returning the favor of the flashing going into start-finish line. Dan Griffin diving in almost a lap ahead of these 2 drivers that are out in front of us. And Wesley Woods finding his way back on the racing surface after crashing as well. Adam Dahl, Liam Beebe also diving in to pit road. Racing action picking back up here as William Master as well, trying to get past Calvin Collado. Calvin Collado able to recover that car pretty well. I wonder how much damage that will stick around for him as he gets this car back across. No meatball flags for him, so he has the ability to drive that car as much as he wants to the end of the race. With 30 minutes left to go, I wonder how much time he'll be losing there, though. And William Master looking to get the pass done, forcing the 2 wide. We'll see those 2 drivers have to sort it out. Nicholas Maynard getting around Kevin Hayes while we've been looking at this battle. Curious as to how that happened. Looks like final chicane. Kevin Hayes just, I think, lifting to let him through after, I think, a worse exit. Brody Wallace and an off track there, coming onto the final chicane once more. Puts him right ahead of lapped traffic. Tyler Roberts diving in pit lane to have his final time on track, final pit stop. The last driver, I think, to come in to have their pit complete. See Master Kelvin Collado duke it out. Kevin Hayes as well as Nicholas Maynard see the pass go back in the favor of Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes gonna lift a little bit. Let Nicholas Maynard back through once more. Kelvin Collado, William Master duking it out. Nick Terrell ending up in second overall, 24 seconds behind Dan Griffin. Dan Griffin having a heck of a lead tonight. I would say it doesn't have Michael Doyen or Nicholas Maynard really to keep, Michael Doyen out this evening, which is good. Not a bad night to do it on. But Nicholas Maynard having a bit of a rougher race with that impact out of the first chicane earlier on, right around the 35 to 40 minute mark. Lap traffic, Wesley Woods not going to help matters here for Sebastian Trujillo. For Kelvin Collado, who's trying to get back past William Master. Wesley Woods, I think, coming up to maybe I don't know, I'm not quite sure. On the radio is Wesley Woods as well. The gaps, just as quickly as they close, they open back up again. All of these drivers now over a second ahead of each other. Dan Griffin, after having, I think, one of the quicker pit cycles in this race, finds himself 23 seconds ahead. Nick Terrell holding off Brody Wallace by about a few tenths, but that margin is closing as he had a worse exit out of turn number 4 going into the first chicane. Who just exited the stage right in Lambo? I want to say that might have been the off track of the 178 of Tyler Roberts, but I'd have to look again. I didn't see any crashes, so I say that, but now I see. I believe that's. Patrick Cantrell coming in to serve his pit cycle. I have to go back and look. I don't not clock it on my end quick enough. William Master, Kelvin Collado back within a second of each other, as well as Nick Terrell and Brody Wallace. Gaps close back down just as quickly as they open up. Nick Terrell losing a little bit of time here to Brody Wallace in the closing stages. Down to 3/10. He'll be right on board with Brody Wallace this time by. Take a look out of the front of this GT3 Huracan as we see this two-way fight turn into a three-way fight because 2/10 separate these two cars.
I'm back.
Welcome back. You just came back at just the right moment to watch Nicholas Maynard fight Brody Wallace and Nick Terrell for the bottom two steps of the overall podium, as well as figure out whether he wants to be on the third step or the second step of the GT3 Pro podium.
Yeah, I'm assuming Griffin has not pitted.
He has. He is just 20 seconds ahead.
What?
Yes. That is the gap that he has grown.
My goodness. Okay.
As these cars have all fought each other. And also there's been a bunch of, we had all those spins earlier on from all the drivers that were at his pace level.
That's true.
So
yeah, this is a close battle. Brody Wallace is definitely all over Nick Tyrrell. Looking to make a move.
Yeah, there's a lunge on the outside.
Oh, got a Ferrari off in the grass up ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be Hayden Maminga in that 296. Race going from not great to worse, I suppose. Off tracks for both.
Everybody going real wide.
Yeah,
trade those X's for speed.
Yeah, I see that. See the looks on the outside. Going in turn number one. And the over-under looking for Brody Wallace, but he gets a little closed up by it. Nicholas Maynard going to try to capitalize on both of those to end up higher up, but we'll have to fight with Nick Terrell. Nick Terrell getting a better run to recover from that. And with 20 minutes left to go, still no sign of daytime as we get into the final closing minutes here. It's going to be, I think, a quick, say a dirty fight. Not really quite dirty, but a bit of a fight for P2 here.
I don't know. I think I see the sun peeking up over there.
It's possible. It might be getting a little bit lighter.
It's 7 a.m. What happens to the sun rays in whatever country this exists in?
This country it took its Zolder in, I believe, is in Germany. If I had to take a gander, I don't remember.
I thought it was in a.
Or maybe Austria, excuse me.
No, the one north. Where are Dutch people from?
Germany?
No. We're Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands, okay.
Dutch people are from Germany. Come on. Come on.
Don't they call themselves the Dutch?
I don't think so. The Dutch are Dutch. Germans are German.
Okay, maybe I have that backwards.
We're going to send you to OMEC sensitivity training.
All right, perfect. Sounds good.
Thanks. Brody Wallace falling behind. That mistake trying to make a move on Nick Tyrrell.
Nicholas Maynard almost rear-ended.
Maynard is not, he's not giving it up. And that lets Brody Wallace sneak in.
Brody Wallace at least coming back around to bring another fight to it. It's
Brody Wallace
Circuit
makes that
Zolder.
Mustang do magical things.
As I'm being told both by Alex Holler, there's a look out at Nicholas Maynard, but he,
gosh,
once again struggling
kept
with
it in a
the
straight line.
Yeah, he's got another slowdown penalty as a result. It is a rough night for Nicholas Maynard in that first chicane. It bit him earlier. Seems like it's come back for more. Circuit Zolder is in Belgium, as we're being told by Alex Holler, as well as I just double-checked. So not the Netherlands or Germany.
Oh, which one's in Netherlands? Zandvoort. That's what I was thinking of. Almost certain. Because that's the Max Verstappen homeland.
That's the Red Bull ring.
No. That's Zandvoort. Max Verstappen's Dutch.
Is he not Austrian?
No.
Okay.
Red Bull is. He's actually
Okay.
he was born in Belgium. So but he's Dutch.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I think there's only one German driver in the grid right now. It's the great Nico Hulkenberg.
Nico Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg. He got his first podium. He got his first podium this season. He almost had the record, or he had the record for most races in F1 without a podium.
Yeah, until he got his fantastic podium at Silverstone, right?
Yep.
Yes, Alex Zolder. We are. That's what we're saying. I'm misunderstanding where Max Verstappen's from. RBR is in Austria. Zandvoort is in the Netherlands.
I totally missed Maynard pass Brody Wallace again, though. How'd that happen? I was too busy arguing about F1.
Just happened through the chicane after a slower version, much like Nicholas Maynard had the lap before. Just three-way battle going on here.
All over the back of Nick Terrell. Do you think Nick Terrell's still fuel saving right now?
Michael Doyen, to let you know, this three-way battle here is going to be not the most important thing to Marcus Osborne. I know that's what we're watching here, and that is what we're paying attention to.
I mean, it's pretty important. It's up there. It's top 5.
Lucas Maynard, I think, is finally getting a faster line through here, looking for the over-under. Coming into turn number 4.
There it goes.
Keeps the inside line.
Nothing.
Nick Terrell.
Made that look easy.
Well, yeah. Nick Terrell going to have a bit of a rough time throughout all this. And so, but can he survive the chicane? The chicane that has claimed others.
Oh, no!
Well, he survived it, technically. He just is losing the time that he had gained.
He's gotten so lucky on that chicane so many times. It is crazy.
Racing always comes last in the Express right after Plims. It really depends on who's here. If it's me by myself in the booth, it'll be racing probably first. But as soon as there's anybody else in this broadcast, it goes way down the order.
I can't remember the last time I talked about blimps on a broadcast, Michael Doyen.
That's Alex Holler. Michael Doyen just
Alex
laughed.
Holler.
Michael Doyen just laughed because I pointed this out to him. And Brody Wallace, once again, I think is blinking to let Tom Leeson know.
We need Michael Doyen on the broadcast just for the accent.
It's a good one.
Yeah, our ratings would go up immensely. We can just sit around, and when there's no battles, we'll just have him pronounce.
Nick Terrell.
There goes Nick Terrell off on the gravel.
God.
Woo! Brody Wallace finding himself that podium position as amateur. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer he's going to stay in
I thought we were going to bump him up to pro this season, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't make those decisions anymore.
Nick Terrell keeping that car going the right direction, which is a bit shocking because I almost swore I was going to see that rear end step out on him. But it's a Porsche. You can just let it. It'll, unless you apply too much power, it'll come back to you.
Daylight. I'm seeing those windmills in the background now.
Yep.
Brody Wallace going wide.
15 minutes left to go. Morning has arrived on this 8x speed simulated race.
I like it. I'll be curious to see how the actual drivers think of it. But
I feel like we're gonna see some pretty divisive answers about it.
Now that Maynard has broke free, he's just pulling away. Already gained 2 seconds.
That makes sense. That sounds about right.
Unless it's Canadian Tire.
Oh, but he is gonna slide the off track one time. With 15 minutes left to go. Final predictions, thoughts, ideas.
I keep thinking the side of his car says Hunger Force, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Cullen Collado has crashed. Take a look at this.
Good camera view.
Oh, too much rotation here. In turn number 1. It's the slowest of spins. Keeps it out of the wall.
That was a good spin. There's a lot of solar panels here.
There are a lot of solar panels here. Belgium is quite conscious of its green emissions.
I don't know anything about Belgium. They make good waffles, I hear.
Your commentator's curse moment. Maybe. Maybe not.
where's Patrick Cantrell? What place is he in?
Patrick
15th place, buddy.
in 15th. 12th in GT3 Pro. That damage earlier really costing him.
It's a good looking livery.
Yeah, I was complimenting him on it before the broadcast. He had a little bit of free time this past week in between races, and so he took the Project Zumiez Ferrari paints and gave him a proper uplift instead of the kind of placeholder paints they had been using last couple of weeks at Daytona.
I was gonna say, it really broke out into a different color palette this time.
Yeah, green and yellow for this Project Zumiez, and then Tyler Roberts just up the road, or almost a lap ahead of him, in the black and silver, or dark blue and silver with purple accents. What was it? Dan Griffin ahead of the entire GT3 Amfield minus Brody Wallace and the first few drivers of GT3 Pro. Nick Terrell still about a second behind Brody Wallace, trying to make up those last few tenths here in the closing stages. Under 15 minutes left to go. Top 5 include Dan Griffin, Nicholas Maynard, Brody Wallace, Nick Terrell, Kevin Hayes, and William Lemaster for GT3 Pro. GT3 Am is Brody Wallace by a minute and 35 seconds to Tom Leeson, Zach Holden, Adam Dahl, and Jason Scott round out those top 5. Out of our 24 drivers to start the race, we currently, I think, are sitting on 20. Maybe 19. Anyway. And the group pretty spread out at this point, so kind of, I would say, it's down to fuel management, tire management, how much they can get out of these cars in the last closing minutes to bring home better positions than where they currently are.
Brody Wallace, only just a small minute 35 ahead of P2 and AM.
Mm-hmm.
The top 3 in AM, exactly where they qualified. Did not change any grid positions.
Yeah, consistency has taken them back to where they started. And realistically, only 5 seconds ahead of Tom Leeson, only 5 seconds ahead, of Zachary Holden. There we go. That's the English I wanted to say. He currently sits in 3rd in class, 14th overall. Dan Griffin setting the fastest time his most recent lap with a 1:27.03. Nick Terrell, Brody Wallace still about within a second of each other. The closest battle on track. Alex Haller saying that he suspects Brody should be promoted. Has absolutely nothing to do with him also being in AM. Alex Haller, that is.
Is there no hot dog water in chat tonight?
Sorry,
goose water?
Awful Goose water racing sauce is here, I think, in spirit. I think they're all floating around in another Discord like last week.
Nick Tiro not able to get around Brody Wallace. If that doesn't point out that someone is a pro, I don't know what does.
Well, they both have times where they're both faster than one another, but most of the time they're pretty consistent with the pace of each other.
And Nick Tiro's getting a little sloppy there.
Tires have been going an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm getting the feeling they might be a little bit on the death side. Meanwhile, late sides.
They don't switch tires when they fuel?
They could.
They got new tires.
Not sure.
You just told me that we couldn't do it all on one stint. So that needs to be an off season. And now you're telling me that people are out there running an hour 20 on one set of tires? I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure they are. I'm saying they could be.
We need a graphic for that. Tire age graphic?
I have the pit cycle graphic? Where is that graphic? Pit lane graphic? That's not it. Pit strategy. Here we go. That doesn't have.
Ooh. Oh, that's just pits.
That
not
is
tires.
that is stint length though. It does not show whether or not they got new tires. But up until Nate had a little bit of a slide, Calvin Collado was within a second of Nate's side, but once again the lap time's going a little bit. One they giveth and they taketh away. And there's a boat in the background sailing down the river that is right off track. It's the first time I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, this track is on a canal. That was another fun fact.
I am just now remembering that exists by looking at that TV camera angle right there that we just saw that boat on. This sector seems to be working. Nate's side seems to be making up the most time to Calvin Collado. And then the other sectors, Calvin Collado is a little, just about as fast as Nate's sides is at this point. I think we technically have hit daytime in this race.
It does look pretty bright outside.
Kev making up some good positions for Kevin Hayes, up 8 from where he started. Yes, absolutely. Currently only 2 seconds behind Nick Terrell. Michael Doyne is the driver of the day, Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes will always be one of my drivers of the day as my fellow booth commentator for a season.
Oh, he about put it in the wall for us right there.
Well,
I found something more OMEC budget friendly related. Circuit Zolder has a RC track.
okay.
I think we could do an OMEC RC day at Zolder.
Okay.
I'm on their website.
That makes sense. Yeah,
It looks pretty cool.
We just have to fly out to Belgium.
Oh, that's fine.
And then, yeah. Taking a look once again, Calvin Collado, Nate Sides within a second of each other.
Nate Sides back up with the P10. That was a good recovery drive. As he almost put it in the wall right there, actually. Okay, Nate Sides. Who needs a recovery
off
drive?
Track. Keeps
Hold
it going.
it together, buddy.
Sebastian
Hold it
Trujillo
together.
coming in hot. Trying to keep the momentum that he had going.
If I was mean, I'd pull him into the booth right now. I've pulled no one into the booth tonight. We'll do that next week.
So polite.
I'm getting back in the rhythm. We gotta get what's going on. You know what I mean?
5.5 minutes left remaining on this as we get through the closing stages. Dan Griffin going off track, coming back on track after a second. No real issues there for that driver other than a little bit of a marker on our timing tower for that one. Kevin Hayes labeled as crashed.
Kevin.
We talked about it last lap. What happens this lap?
Kevin.
Oh, just a little bit of a clip of the curb.
Whoa, and the Porsche behind him. What the hell's going on there?
Wesley Woods.
Oh, no. Joe Evers making his way through.
Yeah, Joe Evers narrowly
Wesley
avoiding.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. Let's see. And
wow.
Gets it. Oh,
wow.
Just physics hitting it just right.
His spine is broken.
Oh. You know, I think we talked about this a little bit with the drivers, that we would see at least one driver upside down. And it happens to be Wesley Woods.
That's beautiful.
That it was. Kevin Hayes diving into pit lane. I think to fix that car, it's a little bit sad from what I've seen here. It says that he crashed again. I think he's entering pit lane. That's what it looks like. Okay.
Is he just his own voice chat by himself?
Yeah. He sits in checkers or wreckers by himself. Tom Leeson, Joe Evers, in a position for overall. As they get into the closing minutes here. There's 4 minutes left on the clock. New OMEC meme incoming. It's very possible, Chris Krause. with how that one ended up.
You know, if Chris Krause has time to watch the broadcast, he has time to broadcast with us.
That or
That's all I'm
drive.
saying. All I'm saying. I think he's at work right now, but he could totally hop on.
Yeah, if he's at work, then that might be why he's not in either of those situations. But that makes.
Well, I mean, he can still watch it on his phone, so he's not
Yeah.
that supervised. You know what I mean? He can just claim he's schizophrenic and talking to himself if anyone wants him.
A triple 10 from the judges for that one. Nicholas Maynard spun. Okay. And Brody Wallace.
Brody Wallace. Brody Wallace. Look at him go.
Gotta get
Gave
around.
the old white flash. That was a cheeky flash of the lights right there.
Are we on the final lap?
I'm here for it, but that was pretty funny.
I don't know if we're on the final lap or not. Dan Griffin labeled as crashed.
Oh, they're falling apart.
Oh, it was just
They're
falling
nice
apart.
catch. Good thing he had 20 seconds to play with. 27 after the spin. Just
it's
insane.
coming down. It's down to 20 after the
We need to
spin.
call out to Scott Kimbrough. We need him to come back. He's got some competition. Brody Wallace, hold it together. That Mustang was getting squirrely. He's going to fold under pressure.
Yeah, especially with Nick Maynard.
Maynard's 8/10 behind him. He's got to hold it together. I would think probably two more. Well, at least two more laps. The laps are short.
Yeah. We are under, we're over 2 minutes. And yeah, he's coming around right now. I get the feeling this is not white flag for us this time by. Knowing SDK how I do, it won't tell me anyway. So we'll just watch them until they stop driving.
Isn't it amazing it can't tell you that?
Sometimes
it does so many things, but not white flags.
Sometimes it does. There are rare occasions I get a white flag.
We gotta stay with Brody Wallace. I really want to see him. I would be sweating bullets right now if I was Brody. I would have binned it. I can't handle the pressure.
All right, let's see. What's the rear view look like?
No, there he goes. There he goes. I knew it. Brody Wallace. It's okay, buddy. We've all been there. I understand the pressure.
Puts himself right back into the sights of Nick Terrell, excuse me. I keep saying that incorrectly.
That's okay. Every time you say it wrong, he makes a tally mark on his wall. You don't want to know what happens when he gets to 10.
Oh, you would have gotten to 10 a long time ago. I did that all last season.
He's just plotting his revenge. Wow, you can really cut that chicane. It looks like it'd almost be a slowdown, but probably not.
It's a very fine line. You take as much as you can. Dan Griffin labeled as crashed once more.
Oh.
No, wait. This is the same. No, it's the same one. Excuse me.
Don't get my hopes up like that. Don't get Brody's hopes up like that.
Let's see where we're at there.
This has to be white flag.
Track is really winning tonight. Track is really winning tonight. Yeah, I would have to imagine. I unfortunately have no good way of verifying this.
You said you had options for that last camera view.
I have
Your safety squints. I see no flag waiver. There's no way there's one more lap.
Just gonna look at this.
I suppose there could be a way.
All right. Not that important. What is important is watching these drivers go around one more time. Dan Griffin, 20 seconds ahead of Nicholas Maynard, who's in second, despite the incidents Nicholas Maynard has had.
Good to know. Good to know that they are human and do make mistakes. You know.
Well,
They're not quite cyborgs running up there.
You missed the sessions, the shakedown, the week 0, where they killed each other on the last lap.
Oh yeah, I heard some rumblings of that, but yes.
Yes, yeah, that was, I think, the most human I've seen out of them in a while.
I mean, with the way they were racing at the beginning, I could totally see it.
Yeah. Dan Griffin got to take home the checkered flag for his second.
And we're not going to see it.
We definitely saw it. It's right here.
It was behind the building.
Oh, we don't see the checkered flag. Oh, the checkered flag, I don't see, yeah. Patrick Cantrell finishing a lap down as well. Brody Wallace got to finish in P3. Just a minute and 45 seconds ahead of his teammate. Not teammate, but his next in class, Tom Leeson. Nick Terrell going to round out that podium for GT3 Pro. William Master 13 seconds behind those two, kind of come across the checker flag in 4th place. All right. Oh. What happened there? Who died? Tom Leeson taking home P2. Zachary Holden going to round out the GT3 AM podium. So we watch Jason, these drivers come back for the end of this race. Kevin Hayes. Oh, no. Jason Scott on the final lap. He's going to be our final driver of the night to take home.
You can do it, buddy.
The checkered flag, and he does so.
Beautiful.
A fantastic result out of him, coming home P5 in GT3 AM. The track really is winning tonight. I agree with that. Speaking of really winning tonight, GT3, our results for our second week, our third race of the season, our first endurance race, sees Dan Griffin 20 seconds ahead of Nicholas Maynard, his teammate. Nick Terrell around at that podium. William Master and Kelvin Collado in the top 5. Sebastian Trujillo, Nate Sides, Matthew Markley, Kevin Hayes and Tyler Roberts rounds out the top 10. Joe Evers and Patrick Cantrell finish a lap and 2 laps down, respectively. Luke Plaisance, Devin Adams, and Ben Widener do not finish this race. Marcus, GT3AM.
It doesn't show up on my screen.
Marvelous. Brody Wallace is going to take home the win there. Tom Leeson is going to be in second place. Technically a lap down, 1 minute and 45 seconds behind is what I recall out of that relative after 90 minutes of racing between those two drivers. Zachary Holden not far behind Tom Leeson. Adam Dahl, Jason Scott are going to round out your top 5. Hayden Mamenga going to finish home in 6th. Wesley Woods in 7th. Our kick-flipping Porsche to round out the 7 finishers that will take to the checkered flag. Liam Beebe as well as Ken Duvall do not finish this race. I don't think Ken Duvall started this race due to, I think, technical issues.
Do we still do interviews?
I mean, we can. Who's going to stop us?
I don't know. I'm gonna pull in. Brody Wallace.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys?
So we were watching the end of the race there. You got ahead of Nicholas. Was it right, Nicholas Maynard?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I did.
I saw he spun. I saw the nice light flashiness.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was really hoping that you were going to be able to hold it together. And as I said, if this was me, I'd be sweating bullets. I'd be off in the first corner. You went in the gravel. Talk us through that.
So the Mustang's a boat, right? This thing doesn't like to turn. And this track has a lot of turns. And I was sweating bullets the entire fucking race. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got a little tunnel vision on him spinning and forgot my braking point. Car wanted to take a little break in the gravel. It had a mind of its own.
I did say that at the beginning of the broadcast. I said I would not want to be out there in the Mustang because, especially in the opening, it's really until the tires get warmed up, the back end is real slippery. And honestly, you're still out there. I'm like, Brody's still out there in the Mustang, still P3. Like, you do it a good service, but I don't think it's the best car, especially for this track.
No, this car isn't very good at these very technical tracks. I just like the live rear end. I'm like the opposite, I feel like, of most people. I find most like mid or rear engine cars pretty boring just because the front's so lazy. So in the Mustang, I like to get the front pitched in with the rear. Which this car loves to do that, but you have to be really careful on the throttle, because it'll punish you really quickly if you're too antsy. But yeah, I got a little lucky this race, I'm not gonna lie, especially with it being night. I feel like if it would have been a daytime session, I probably would have not finished as high as I did. Because the tires would have gotten absolutely roasted.
We do have, I don't remember what server it was I made, but there is one that's going to be roasting temperatures. I believe it's an endurance race.
Whew.
So maybe, I don't know, it's at like noon and the temperature was set to high. So I hope you're looking forward to that one.
That I'm gonna look forward to skipping that one. I think that's gonna be my drop week. Because I remember 2 seasons ago we did Summit Point. I think it was a Summit Point sprint, and it was like 110 degrees on the track. By lap 5, all 5 of my tire temperatures, like indicators, were red, blinking. It was so terrifying.
How did you feel about starting out on the damp track this evening? With that kind of puddle that was there.
I hate wet racing, but luckily, you know, with it being 8X, it made it rain probably because even though that wasn't in the forecast, it just skipped ahead so far and I guess it made it rain. But thank God also 8X cleared it up by the time qualifying came around. Because by then it was like good enough to go out on slicks and that's like manageable, but the practice session was just unbearable. That was really bad. I don't like racing in the wet anyways though, so I'm very biased on that.
That makes sense. Fen, you got any more questions for our man, Brody Wallace?
How did you enjoy your last race as a GT3M driver?
Oh. Hey, let's not be hasty, gentlemen. Let's not be hasty.
Listen,
you got
you
P3 overall.
You finished almost 2 minutes ahead of the next AM driver.
Yeah.
To be fair,
no.
To be fair, 6 people did spin out in the beginning of the race.
And consistency is part of being a pro driver, and it seems like you're being consistent.
That is true. Yeah, do we still do the power ratings? I don't think we do those anymore.
We don't do the cool cards anymore.
But consistency weighed into that factor for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
ask our man Patrick Cantrell.
I should have finished P6. I should have done that. I kind of messed myself up here, didn't I?
Yeah, you were too good.
You did. In fact,
the eyes are on you now.
Oh Lord, Fen, hold on. Let me cut a deal with you.
Sure.
I've got a crisp $5 bill from 2012.
I just want you to know that Fen doesn't make these decisions.
I'll say you're telling the wrong person. I have the suspicion that you will not be an AM much longer.
Marcus,
but
I've got a
crisp
$5 bill with 2012 as the publication date. What do we say, man?
I'll let you in on another secret. I don't make any decisions here anymore either. But you're gonna want to go find an admin and
I'm just gonna bribe everybody until I get it right. Give Luke $5 at this point.
You hit up Kevin Hayes.
Hello. Hey Kevin. Hey.
Brody has a question for you.
You know, what's your price? Name a price, Kevin?
Price for what? Take out Nick again? I've already done that this year.
No, Brody's still amateur for some reason. And he smoked the whole
Whoa. I might manage the league roster. I don't manage the division placements. We can't just blame Kevin for everything in this.
Everyone, no, we're not. Just hold on. He's trying to bribe. He tried to bribe Fen. I said, listen, Fen doesn't make decisions. And then he tried to bribe me, and I said, listen, I'm just kind of a placeholder. I don't do a lot here anymore.
Wait, does he want to, Brody? Do you want to stay in AM or do you want to get bumped?
He wants to stay in AM.
I don't really care. I'm just messing with you guys. But to be fair, this is like my first full season in Osborne.
True. You also finished only 20 seconds off the 5K guys?
Well, like 4 seconds off of Maynard because he spun 3 times.
That is true. That is true.
The fact that Maynard can spin 3 times, take an early fast repair, and still finish P2.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. I hope he's listening. Nicholas, if you're rewatching the broadcast, fuck you.
For Dan and Nicholas, can you just give them their own division? Can you just make just name it like
division.
Super Pro or something? Just Super Pro.
Just the super duper clubbing baby seals division.
I'm saying we need to get Scott Timbrow and who's the other guy?
Shorts.
Yeah. If they're listening to the broadcast, come back. You got competition right now.
I saw Shorts Shorts got on to iRacing at like 8 p.m. But I think he runs a different Tuesday night league now. I think he's been running NASCAR on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't
dope.
do this league anymore.
I'm with it.
No,
I'm with it.
No.
But no, Dan and Nick are very fast. Dan and Nicholas, I'm sorry. I don't know if he goes by Nick or Nicholas.
I guess we could go ask
Except at Canadian Tire. This is what I'm saying. Canadian Tire, they weren't fast.
Yeah, because they're busy driving Daytona.
That's their weakness. That's all I'm saying.
So next season we just need to have 8 weeks of Mosport, and we might have a competitive schedule. No,
well, they might get good. So the last 4 races will switch to Summit Point to keep everyone on their toes.
Look, I think by the end of this season there will be at least 2 or 3 races where people beat Dan and Nicholas on merit, not because one of them crashed. I mean, some other people will get P1 on merit. It won't be me. I'm gonna end up spinning or something. That's what I do best. Why I need endurance races so I can make up for my mistakes. These sprint races get me, or when a Porsche's upside down and hits me.
This wasn't a sprint race.
An hour and a half is a sprint race. Like
tell that
3 hours is endurance. But no, we got that on the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we
100%. It was
definitely
perfect.
Did a slow-mo cut of Wesley Woods kick flipping a Porsche.
Because we were going to ridicule you, and then all of a sudden that happened in the background.
No.
We're like, whoa.
You were going to ridicule
Marcus. Marcus, do you want to hear how in my head you live rent free every single race? I'm pushing to catch Nick, and my only thought in my head, to me, I'm like, I don't care if I spin. If I lose P5 chasing P4, I don't care. It's P6. It's 2 points. Who gives a shit? And then my next thought is, but Marcus isn't going to shut up about it for the next 2 weeks if I spin the car. This is going in my head during the race. I'm halfway through the spin and went, great, the broadcast is watching this. Marcus probably already chirping me. I'm still spinning. And then I get hit by a car upside down. Because in my head, I go, no damage, we're good. I'll finish P6. I think I actually even had the gap to stay ahead of LeMaster probably. I may have stayed P5. Didn't care. And the Porsche kills my right rear. That sucks. You never anticipate a turtle to come and get you in iRacing. It was like
I was genuinely shocked. I was watching. I could not believe what I was seeing
because
I was focused on harassing you, and then all of a sudden there's this Porsche upside down sliding down the track behind.
Yeah, I mean, I lost it on the entry. Like I was pushing super hard, and I was trying to see how hard I could push through that chicane, and I was counter steering to the right when it clipped my right rear. That popped me back, and I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I'll hold the brakes. And then go watch this from my POV. I see the stream in my bottom right. But if you watch this from my cockpit,
I didn't see this. I just saw you disappear from my relative, and then your name.
This is hilarious. So I get it wrong, right? Obviously, I spun. I brake late, down the gears. Oh, we're in super slow mo. So I turn in, great. I'm back on throttle like here, trying to push early, and it snaps on me. So I'm already snapped. It clips. It sends me around. Boo-hoo, whatever. That's on me. I'll probably finish P6. But I'm going to hold the brakes and let the guys go by because I see them close to my relative. But that relative's getting close to zero very slowly. Very slowly.
Oh my God. What happened?
So if you watch from my cockpit, I can't see him until I get hit. I get hit, my car gets rotated 90 degrees, and there's a Porsche upside down.
I just want to point out that's what happens.
Yeah, so I'm holding the brakes, and there's boop. What the hell?
But now go see the Porsche hop it over it, because that's pretty impressive.
I am
the physics happening.
I'm just mad because if I had done the wrong thing and just pulled back across the track, I would have saved my right rear and probably would have finished P6.
But now watch this.
But instead, I finished P10. I know this was incredible. So he clips that, and then boom.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All 4 got off.
What's even better was last night before practice. Wesley was one of the guys who was messaging about practice.
Great heads
all
up
I said,
Joe there. Anyway,
I know I pulled right across Joe. I feel bad about that. I didn't know what to do at that point in time, and I was also pretty pissed off and already thinking about Marcus chirping me. So yesterday in practice, Tom Leeson and Wesley were asking if there was practice, and all I said was, everyone better practice. I don't want to see anybody upside down at turn 5 during the race. And what happens? An upside down Porsche hits me at turn 5 during the race.
You didn't see it happen.
You got a good point. And Joe Joe, I probably owe an apology to because I just pulled straight back across him because I felt like I was.
Oh yeah, because he
Yeah.
was going around you, and then yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do at that point. We were blocking the track.
Yep.
But then I was like, cool, I can definitely just nurse this home without going to the pits. And I almost binned it twice just getting back around. And I was like, yeah, I should probably go and take this repair. Yeah, look at that thing crab.
Yeah. I was looking at.
Oh my
this.
goodness.
Look at that thing crabbing.
Whoa.
Hold on, let's take a look at that onboard. There's the wheel. Trying to go
it wasn't
straight.
great. My right rear toe link was probably screaming. It's that wheel is so pushed in if you look at it. But yeah, I made it into the pits a-okay. Yeah, Marcus, we can make fun of me spinning, but at least I know how to make a race session appropriately.
What was wrong with this race session, my guy?
Well, it
I
wasn't
don't
supposed
think
to be a
it's
night
right.
race.
I don't think it's supposed to be wet, and I don't think it's
It
supposed to
wasn't
be
supposed
8x.
8x, yeah, it was none of the. You went over 3.
Who said it wasn't supposed to be 8x?
We've all decided to not do 8x because 8x affects qualifying too much with track conditions.
No, I make sure that qualifying goes from a hot to cold track, so it doesn't actually affect it. It'll get faster as it goes on. It doesn't go from cold to hot because that would mess it up.
Quali was a mess though. The track was way too cold for quali. The cars were just snapped. There was no grip. It was a little damp, but it was mostly just green.
Has said we should ask pull Woods in and ask what happened, and then followed up with him saying it.
Wesley and I already chatted, and he didn't see it from my POV, and he was laughing his ass off. I almost killed Wesley earlier in the race too, and he doesn't know that. We were going into turn 1, 2, 3, 4, and he broke a little bit more, and I almost ass packed that dude into the catch fence.
I just want to say, for the track conditions, all the incidents happened when the track was in the daylight and it was sunny and it was dry.
End of race.
That's where everyone started. That's where everyone started
End of
fucking
race.
up. When it was cold
End of
and
race.
wet, everyone does fine. It was okay.
End of race. End of race. People push harder.
Well, yeah. So it has nothing
Take
to
more
do.
risks.
It has nothing to do with the 8x
goodness.
and the sun.
It
and
was
the
also
wet.
greasy by at that point too. It was starting to get a little greasy.
Yeah.
It was super greasy in qualifying. Qualifying, I spun the car a shit ton on exit.
The
It was
C,
just
the
snapping all over the
C
place.
in OMEC stands for challenging condition. That's on the thing.
I'm also gonna say that I don't think the McLaren is the meta car anymore. In fact, it's far from it.
I don't think it's.
I think I'm out driving the car.
The
I'm
McLaren,
gonna go ahead and put that on record. I'm out driving the McLaren.
The McLaren always sucked. That's a secret
You're
you can take home with you.
so wrong. It's
McLaren was
unreal
garbage
how
from day one.
wrong
The
you are.
second it came out, the Mustang was always better.
I don't know about that
the-
one. Ooh.
The McLaren drives
Terrible.
like a little bit more of an understeery LMP2.
Hey,
And that's why I like it.
You should probably look at the Spa Enduro from last year. Look at the BOP. They nerfed the McLaren into the ground. It was
And
the
it's
fastest
still
car.
and everyone still
Yeah.
ran it.
Yeah.
It's the best balanced car in my
I'm
opinion.
not here to argue with facts and logic. I'm just here to spout
Medium
opinions, and how I feel. I don't like the McLaren.
And not only that,
I like that.
at Daytona, I was consistently fastest through the bus stop. The McLaren in the medium to high speed is way better balanced than anything else, but it struggles in slow speed corners. It
Can
does
we
not
all
want to
agree?
rotate.
Can we all set aside our differences and say the new Daytona bus stop is just not it?
How many times did you guys crash there this weekend?
I think it
0.
was just me. It was just me putting it in the tires there with no one around me.
Well, we only had
really
one
embarrassing.
spin in our team. You can
I just
imagine who
don't
did
like
that.
it. You?
Of course.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I spun the car.
We
That's
have,
what I do.
I hit the curb wrong and drove straight into the tire barrier.
Marcus, I want to put it to you this way. I did
Beautiful.
the Kevin like quadfecta, where I had the most X's on the team. I spun 2 LMP2s. I spun our own car, and I set our fastest lap and took home the win.
Hell yeah.
That
mean, as
sounds
long
like
you end up
sounds
winning,
like
it's
my
fine.
Fucking driving right there. Oh my goodness.
I had if it wasn't for my last stint where I babied that thing, I was probably like second fastest lap time on average on the team. So But it doesn't matter because I also spun the car, which probably cost us about 7-8 seconds. But we won.
I mean, you also got the fastest lap, so technically you won.
We did. I did get the fastest lap, and I was very proud of it. On accident. I wasn't supposed to be pushing at that point, and I went through turn 1, and I was 2/10 up on our fastest, and I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna send this lap and see if I can get it. And then I backed down the pace right after that. I'm still buzzing.
You know what?
I'm just gonna toot my own horn. I just want to bring it up again. Split 16 winners overall.
Nicely.
Sweaty time slot. Sweaty time
you
slot.
You guys.
3K SOF.
I'm proud of both of you. We need to talk to some other people.
Goodbye.
That was Brody Wallace and Kevin Hayes. I really want to talk to Dan Griffin and Nicholas Maynard.
Welcome to the booth.
If they're
Hello.
here. Welcome to the booth. I just want to get your guys' thoughts. So we saw you guys racing very hard at the beginning, and then Nicholas Maynard. It was Maynard, right? You had the incident, fell back. Little scuffle there with Tyrrell and Wallace at the end. Eventually gained back the P2. How did you guys feel about this race tonight?
I'll let the winner take it first.
No, I don't know. It was good. I think Nick was a little bit quicker. I don't know. I kept picking up slowdowns in the second chicane, just kind of, I don't know, driving stupid, and couldn't see a stupid track when it was dark, so that didn't really help. But yeah, I don't know. I was saving fuel and Nick wrecked, so it kind of worked out for me. But
Man,
yeah,
I had to step away from the broadcast for a little bit in the middle, and I came back, and I was like, Dan Griffin still has to pit, right? Is that why he's 27 seconds ahead of everyone? And Ben's like, nope, he's pitted. I'm like, oh, okay. He is out there just gapping everyone.
Awesome. I want to know where Brody got all that pace from. That was like he was
Brody. We just had a conversation about how he enjoyed his last race as an AM driver. He's not AM. He's definitely up there with the pros. So how'd you feel that when he got around you at the very end there? I was rooting for him. I'm like, if that was me, I'd be sweating bullets and I'm gonna spin off. I'm not gonna be able to handle the pressure. And then he crashed right after that. So
yeah, that was tough to see. I was rooting for him too. I was like, get it, man. I was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's just race. And no, it was good to see him and Nick. But yeah, then there at the end, Dan and I had a little fast lap contest and almost cost both of us.
Yeah, we both. I almost totally died in the first game.
Yeah, we caught you almost nail the wall
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, okay. Look, so yeah. So then I told Nick I would concede the fastest lap, and then I spun trying to go for fastest lap again. So, well, you know how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I want to know whose idea was it to run this track at night?
you're talking to the man. That was me.
Yeah, you can talk.
That was interesting and fun.
I don't know, but
that before.
I was gonna say at the end it was pretty entertaining. Like,
oh,
yeah,
100%.
it was good.
Like
I started it with so I set the weather so it rained, like it did light rain a couple hours before the race started. I figured the 8X would clean it up. I figured the practice was going to be a little damp, but then by the time qualifying came around, it would be dry. But there was still a pretty big puddle there on the end of turn 3 or whatever.
yeah.
No, that was awesome. Like, I didn't enjoy it, or at first I didn't, but that was good to see. Way to mix it up. Like, man, that's what league racing's for. Do something different.
I'll be real with you. I don't quite remember it, but I'm pretty sure all the endurance ones are going to be 8X. It might just be one more. I'll check for sure, but expect it for the endurance races. The sprint races are all normal weather, so I wanted to switch it up this season for the endurance ones and do the 8X. Have some good night to day transitions.
Like I really didn't check the weather too much beforehand, and it's like towards the end of the race, I was like, "Is the sun coming out?"
Yeah. It was good. I could actually see the apexes in the first sector after that. So thank you for the apex. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, cool.
Awesome.
That's our first and second place. You got any more questions, Fen?
You covered a lot of them. I'm excited to see how many more times you kill each other in the final lap of the race.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Nick has never killed me. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's assaulted him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little unfair. I'm just saying, in defense of him.
Then I'm excited to see how many more times that you take out.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. That's more accurate.
There we go.
I guess so.
Yeah, I think y'all were, a couple of close moments early on in this race. I was like, ooh, but
it wasn't close.
No,
I mean, come on. Yeah.
It looked close on the broadcast. Let me put it that way.
Yeah,
I don't
fair
think
enough.
it probably was in actuality.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, except for that 0x in turn 1 where, yeah, yeah. But besides that, yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
So, all right. No, that's all I have. But congrats
All
again
right,
to y'all's
cool.
win, and we'll look forward to seeing y'all next week when we go to where the heck are we going next week, Marcus?
We're going somewhere. We're going to a place.
Navarra and Barcelona. That's gonna be amazing. I'm excited.
Oh,
for that.
dang.
Dang.
Those are I hate both those. I want to let you know I didn't make the
What?
schedule.
I love Barcelona.
I wouldn't have picked those. I also, yeah, they're all right. They're all right. All right, we'll see you guys next week. We're gonna get one more. Hold
Oh
on.
my gosh. You're keeping
Nate
me
Sides.
from a big screen
Nate Sides
right now.
Nate Sides, real quick, give me your favorite fact about being on Rumspringer right now.
Electricity.
Yeah, it's pretty great. You heard it there. Nate Sides, our Amish
Oh my
representative, loves electricity. That was a pretty good race.
Was that a dig at Tony Caicedo because he couldn't be here tonight specifically because his power was out?
No,
Oh
Nate
God.
Sides is from Pennsylvania, so
know.
I call him Amish.
I got that. I'm following that bit.
Oh.
But Tony also
Oh.
had his power out, so I was like, "Is this a dig?" I know
No,
it's not.
I don't.
I'm kidding.
I don't think the Amish know digs. I think he's just excited to have electricity. If I'm being honest, he's gonna be really sad when he has to go back and can't sim race anymore. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that'll do it. This was a good one.
Yep, that is
Might be the
certainly
best
was.
one ever.
We'll find out. So thank you all very much for watching. I've been Fettuccine alongside Marcus Osborne in the booth for your racing action here at OMEC, week 2 of season 13. Next week, we get to go to Circuito de Navarra as well as Barcelona, Catalonia. I'm looking forward to those. Marcus is not, which sounds like I might be back in the booth by myself. I say this.
No, I'll be
jokingly.
here.
Okay.
I'm here every week. I'm here.
Awesome. Then we'll
All
see
right.
you all in 7 days' time. Feel free to do whatever social media nonsense you want to do there, dear viewer. We'll see you all in 7 days.
Bye.